Here at VectorVest, we've dedicated ourselves to helping you travel down the road to become a successful investor. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 steps we teach our clients to become successful investors. These are the 5 steps you should be taking to go from inconsistent or negative returns to where you are consistently outperforming the market. You'll have more time for yourself, you'll get better results, and it'll take a lot less effort. Sound good? All right, well, let's get right to it. Over the years, we've talked to thousands of investors, and you've shared your 3 biggest roadblocks with us. One of the biggest roadblocks is you don't know when to sell a stock. You end up selling winning trades too early, watching profitable trades turn into losers, and holding on to losers until they become really big losers. Second, you trade emotionally. You place trades based on fear, greed, frustration, despair, hope, and even anger. These emotions cloud your judgment, and you don't make the best decisions. Third, you suffer from information overload. You get bombarded by the media from all sides with market information, and it gets difficult to decide what information to pay attention to. With these roadblocks in place, you end up with inconsistent or even negative results. What you need to do is remove these roadblocks. Instead of not knowing when to sell, you need to have a clear idea of when to exit a position. When you do this right, you will maximize your profits and minimize your losses. Instead of being too emotional, you need to have a clear plan so you know what you will do every step of the way. You need to know when you should be buying, what you should be buying, and when you should be selling. When you know these 3 things ahead of time, you will no longer be trading emotionally. And number 3, instead of suffering from information overload, you need the right information. You need to know exactly what information to look at and where to find it. Here are the 5 steps that we teach our clients to take them from being frustrated and inconsistent to being confident and consistently outperforming the market. These are the 5 steps which will remove those roadblocks so you have a clear path to becoming a successful investor. We call it the Successful Investing Quick Start course. In this course, we've laid it out in 5 lessons. In lesson 1, you'll learn how to analyze any stock in less than 30 seconds. You'll be able to take any stock at any time, and within 30 seconds, you will know everything you need to know about it. This is where you'll begin to get rid of information overload. You'll see exactly what indicators to look at, and you'll get your information quickly. In lesson 2, you'll learn a technique that we call weeding the garden. You'll learn how to identify stocks that you own right now that need to get sold. You'll also learn how to use stop prices to maximize profits and minimize losses. We'll go through an exercise where you write down how much to invest in each stock and exactly what your maximum loss should be. By doing this, you will have more control over your emotions. In lesson 3, you'll learn how to know exactly when is the right time to buy and not buy. You'll be given exact signals to use so you know when it's okay to be buying stocks. At the end of this lesson, you will have an easy 5-minute routine you could do each day to make sure you are prepared for the next day. In lesson 4, you'll learn the type of stocks that you should avoid. You'll then learn 2 great cherry-picking techniques to easily find great stocks to buy. You'll also learn an additional technique to manage your stocks to help maximize your profits. Then, in lesson 5, we'll put it all together and make sure you are clear on your plan to implement this. In addition to the course, every week we will hold a live Q&A session just for this course. In these webcasts, I'll ask you what your successes have been. I'll then ask you where you need help, and we'll dive right in and I'll answer your specific questions. By learning all of this, at the end of this course, you will have a simple step-by-step system to buy and sell stocks. You'll be able to manage your portfolio in less than 10 minutes per day, and you will have a system to consistently outperform the market. As a VectorVest subscriber, this step-by-step course is available to you right inside the software. Here's some of the feedback that we've received so far. Here at VectorVest, we've dedicated ourselves to helping you travel down the road to become a successful investor. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 steps we teach our clients to become successful investors. These are the 5 steps you should be taking to go from inconsistent or negative returns to where you are consistently outperforming the market. You'll have more time for yourself, you'll get better results, and it'll take a lot less effort. Sound good? All right, well, let's get right to it. Over the years, we've talked to thousands of investors, and you've shared your 3 biggest roadblocks with us. One of the biggest roadblocks is you don't know when to sell a stock. You end up selling winning trades too early, watching profitable trades turn into losers, and holding on to losers until they become really big losers. Second, you trade emotionally. You place trades based on fear, greed, frustration, despair, hope, and even anger. These emotions cloud your judgment, and you don't make the best decisions. Third, you suffer from information overload. You get bombarded by the media from all sides with market information, and it gets difficult to decide what information to pay attention to. With these roadblocks in place, you end up with inconsistent or even negative results. What you need to do is remove these roadblocks. Instead of not knowing when to sell, you need to have a clear idea of when to exit a position. When you do this right, you will maximize your profits and minimize your losses. Instead of being too emotional, you need to have a clear plan so you know what you will do every step of the way. You need to know when you should be buying, what you should be buying, and when you should be selling. When you know these 3 things ahead of time, you will no longer be trading emotionally. And number 3, instead of suffering from information overload, you need the right information. You need to know exactly what information to look at and where to find it. Here are the 5 steps that we teach our clients to take them from being frustrated and inconsistent to being confident and consistently outperforming the market. These are the 5 steps which will remove those roadblocks so you have a clear path to becoming a successful investor. We call it the Successful Investing Quick Start course. In this course, we've laid it out in 5 lessons. In lesson 1, you'll learn how to analyze any stock in less than 30 seconds. You'll be able to take any stock at any time, and within 30 seconds, you will know everything you need to know about it. This is where you'll begin to get rid of information overload. You'll see exactly what indicators to look at, and you'll get your information quickly. In lesson 2, you'll learn a technique that we call weeding the garden. You'll learn how to identify stocks that you own right now that need to get sold. You'll also learn how to use stop prices to maximize profits and minimize losses. We'll go through an exercise where you write down how much to invest in each stock and exactly what your maximum loss should be. By doing this, you will have more control over your emotions. In lesson 3, you'll learn how to know exactly when is the right time to buy and not buy. You'll be given exact signals to use so you know when it's okay to be buying stocks. At the end of this lesson, you will have an easy 5-minute routine you could do each day to make sure you are prepared for the next day. In lesson 4, you'll learn the type of stocks that you should avoid. You'll then learn 2 great cherry-picking techniques to easily find great stocks to buy. You'll also learn an additional technique to manage your stocks to help maximize your profits. Then, in lesson 5, we'll put it all together and make sure you are clear on your plan to implement this. In addition to the course, every week we will hold a live Q&A session just for this course. In these webcasts, I'll ask you what your successes have been. I'll then ask you where you need help, and we'll dive right in and I'll answer your specific questions. By learning all of this, at the end of this course, you will have a simple step-by-step system to buy and sell stocks. You'll be able to manage your portfolio in less than 10 minutes per day, and you will have a system to consistently outperform the market. As a VectorVest subscriber, this step-by-step course is available to you right inside the software. Here's some of the feedback that we've received so far. Again, hop into your VectorVest account to get started on your path to becoming a successful investor. I'll see you at the next Q&A session.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our YouTube live stream. My name is Glenn Tompkins. It's my pleasure to be here. Glad that you guys are taking time out of your day to be here. First off, I want to say, go Duke. Got my Duke shirt on today. College basketball is in full bloom. Got my Duke shirt on. Got my Duke coffee cup. Woo! So college basketball next round kicked off last night. A couple of teams lost, but it is what it is. Just wanted to get that out of the way. But nonetheless, still glad that you're here for the YouTube Live. If you're here and you want to say something, say something. Let me know that you're here. I love the interaction. Makes it more fun when we do these presentations. And if you're new to the YouTube experience with VectorVest, a lot of new content is going up. If you've been with us for a while, you'll see that there's been a change in the YouTube content going up, especially on Fridays doing the YouTube Live. So glad that you're here, glad that you're coming. We don't totally appreciate it, but still want to make sure that if you are here, by all means, chat in, let me know that you're here. I know that Joff99 is here. Don't see anybody else yet, but that doesn't mean that you're not here. You might be afraid to talk. Once again, my name is Glenn Tompkins. I'm a senior instructor here at VectorVest. And I've been with VectorVest now over 15 years, and my job is to teach people how to use the software. So that's what I'm here to do, and hopefully that's what you're here to learn, is how to better use the VectorVest software. And talking about VectorVest, that's the platform that we use on these live streams. VectorVest has been around since 1995. It's not a fly-by-night company. We must be doing something right to be here for as long as we do. We analyze stocks. We help you to maintain a portfolio analysis, portfolio and stock analysis software. We can analyze over 8,100 stocks, better than anybody out there. With our proprietary indicator, you're going to know when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. And it's always important before you buy into a stock that you're looking at a safe, undervalued stock that's rising in price in a rising market. You take those two concepts together, you're going to definitely put yourself into a winning, it's going to create a recipe for winning in the market. Joff says, us poor Tennessee fans got seriously outplayed in overtime. That was a good game. That Purdue-Tennessee game was a really good game. And, man, Purdue just did not want to give up. But you guys were down. You guys were down by 18 at some point in time. And the game that you won to get to this point, whoever you played before that, you were down by 25. So Tennessee has a way of being down and having to crawl out of the hole. They've been good crawling out of the hole, but they weren't good crawling out of the hole last night. So it is what it is. I'm just hoping that my Blue Devils are able to move on, and I hope that Carolina loses. You guys are playing. Joey is here. Joey is my producer. He is a Carolina fan. Say hi, Joey.
Hi.
And so I'm hoping that Carolina loses and Duke wins. And just my luck, it might just be the other way around. Carolina wins, Duke loses, and we'll see. All right. Some things that I've got to get covered. We're getting close to 6,000 followers, all right? And we're looking to do something for that event when we get to 6,000. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't want to miss out on what we're going to do once we get to 6,000 subscribers, all right? 6,000 subscribers. So we're getting close to that. If you haven't already done it, please subscribe to the channel. And if you look at the page and you go down to the I button, the letter I is in India. Click the I button on the video. We have some polls there. Use those polls, answer the polls, because it's going to help to make the content better. All right, voting improves the content, and we are thanking you in advance for doing that.
It's at the top right.
It's at the top right? Yep. Top right.
Yep. Over here somewhere. Yep.
Over there somewhere.
Yep.
If you see it up there.
Mouse over there.
All right, and you'll see the I button. Click on it, and you'll see some polls that are there. Take it and look at them. Answer, vote on the polls. It's going to make the content better. Joff says, didn't crawl far enough, fast enough. I know, to get out of that hole. Seems like Joff is the only person talking today. Is everybody awake? If you're awake, let me know that you're awake. Let me know that you're here. I love doing these live presentations. I get to see who's chatting. Everybody in the room gets to see who's chatting. And you get to see me in my background sitting in Hawaii somewhere. This is Hawaii, right, Joe?
Hawaii.
It is Hawaii, so you get to see that as well. And I'm somewhere over there. I'm on this island right about there. That's where my hut is. My hut is so right there. All right, so love these backgrounds. But Joey and Daniel, who's in the background as well. Daniel's my super producer. They do a good job with all the technology. This is still all new to me. This whole presentations on doing live streaming is still new to me, but I have to say that I definitely enjoy doing it. And hopefully you guys are learning some stuff. So today, we're talking about the VectorVest software, but we're going to talk about a specific tool in the VectorVest software called the Derby. And the Derby is a tool that looks at all of the different strategies that we have within the software. And it tells us and pinpoints at any point in time what the best strategy is. But I think a lot of people get caught up in the idea that it's only for traders. And that is not the case. And I will prove that today. Whether you are a trader, whether you are a prudent investor for maybe swing trading, or if you're a longer term position holder, the Derby can find you what strategies are working in the current market's condition. That is the power of the Derby. Now, we couple that with a portion that we do every day called the Jockey Club. So keep in mind, the Derby sounds like a horse race, right? So the Derby is pretty much that, and the Jockey Club is the race within the Derby. Within the Jockey Club, every morning from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., we take you through using the Derbies to find your day/swing trades. Now, I understand if you're not a shorter term trader, you may be thinking that, well, maybe the Derby's not for me, and that is far from the truth. I will show you the means that if you are a longer term investor, how the Derby can help you as well. Keep in mind, the Derby is designed to find you the best working strategies in a specific time period. Whether it's a shorter time period or a longer time period, the Derby is going to present you with the opportunities to find stocks to invest in. That's overall what it's all about. So don't get caught up in, we use it for day trading, for swing trading, but it can also be used for position traders. That Jockey Club is a fun place to be. Every day, I'm one of the presenters for the Jockey Club, mainly, every day, number one. And number two, it's very educational. We're going to teach you how to put trades on. We're going to show you different ways to get out of the trades to maximize profit and to mitigate losses. So the Jockey Club is a great place to be to learn how to trade, if you want to trade, and learn how to manage the trade. So if you're not part of it, all you need to do is become a real-time subscriber. Subscribe to the Derby for 30 days for free. If you're a VectorVest real-time subscriber, you can get the Derby 30 days for free. Something to consider. But we are going to talk about the Derby, and we're going to talk about it on a Jockey Club basis today. Many of you may or may not be aggressive traders. We're going to start off there, but then I'm going to move you into how to use the Derby specifically for swing trading. And then I'm going to show you how to use the Derby for longer term investments. So whether you're watching this live, or hopefully if you're watching this by way of a recording, because we will record this, you're going to get some insights on how the Derby can better be used even if you're not a day trader. So don't get caught up that the Derby is specifically all about day trading. I'm going to show you some advantages that can be used. All right, still only showing Joff speaking today. I wonder if today is just a slow day. Could be. All right, could be. But at least Joff, keep talking, man. Keep talking. I enjoy it. All right, before you do anything in the market, what do we first do? We always make sure that from a market timing perspective that it's okay to be in the market. No matter what type of investor you are, market timing is important, and we get that information on our homepage. So we're going to start off on the homepage. Let's see what's going on. Before we decide to pull the trigger in one direction or another, let's decide what's going on. As you look at the homepage, excuse me, you can see that all of the major indices are up today. The Dow is up 0.5%. The NASDAQ up 0.5%. The S&P up about 0.3%. And our VectorVest composite is up close to 0.3%. Why is that important? Well, that's going to help to dictate whether I need to be long today or short today. Remember, first off, we're going to look at it from a trading perspective. And from a trading perspective, is this the right time to be long or short in the market? Being that all of the major indices are up, this is giving us the indication that it's okay to buy stocks long today. Well, now, what did I say in regards to trading? You need to know when to buy, what to buy, when to sell. So the market timing today, or our major indices today, are telling us it's okay to buy stocks today. Now we've got to determine what stocks to buy. Before we get there, though, let's pay attention to what's going on with the color guard, because the color guard is your traffic light into the market. Okay, your traffic light into the market. We track the trends of these three indicators in the color guard every day on both the week over week and day over day basis, and it generates the colors of the tiles that we see. When we have a green tile, that means that indicator went up both on a week over week and day over day basis. When we have a yellow tile, that means the data is mixed, like RT. It's unchanged week over week and unchanged day over day at 1.05. The tile is yellow. When we look at the VectorVest, the price column or the VectorVest composite, it rose on a week over week basis from 45.83 to 46.34. It's also risen on a day over day basis from 46.23 to 46.34. That's how we get a green tile. When we get a red tile, that means that indicator fell on a week over week and day over day basis. So it really provides, excuse me, it really provides the mean to give you a true traffic light into the market. Now, today is an up day. That's great. But overall, over the last 6 trading days, what's the main color you see? Yellow. When you get to a yellow light, and if we're looking at this like a traffic light, when you get to a yellow light, what do? Slow down. So overall, in your investing, you're slowing down. But we have some bullishness coming in today. So even with the bullishness coming in today, does that mean that we back up the truck and just buy stocks? No. This is a day that we slowly start moving into the market to the upside if you're not already there. Because possibly you were coming off of playing the market to the downside, cautiously because of all the yellow around the red. Use the color guard as a means of a traffic light into the market. It's going to provide you with the information to make better decisions. Overall, that's what VectorVest is designed to do. Help you make better decisions in the market. And it does it in a way that nobody else does it. And that's what separates us from everybody else. There's a lot of different softwares out there. There's a lot of different brokers out there that provide you with a lot of information or a lot of data. We provide you with useful information, and from that information, you're going to increase your probability of making money. And that's what it's all about. You're only here for the reason of learning how to make money in the market. These indicators, or the way or the ideology that VectorVest uses to help people, is unlike whatever anybody else does. That sets us aside. And as a subscriber, it puts you ahead of the curve. Right? And I can say that with bias because I've been here for 15 years. But from that bias, it's personally helped my investing in the market. So yeah, I know that it works, but you've got to prove it to yourself. And being that you're here, you're going to get an opportunity to learn what's going on. And if you're not a subscriber, get an opportunity to take advantage of a trial. So currently, and nowadays, like today, Derby will tell you the best position that sometimes is cash, though can let you make a little profit in day trades if you work at it. Joff is a subscriber to the software. Anybody here that is not a subscriber who's thinking about it, type it in the room. Just type a me. Is there anybody in here who's not a subscriber currently who's thinking about it? While you're doing that, I'm going to take a sip of water. Just saying, if you're thinking about it, let me know. I know that there's a delay. Joff says, even with all the exchanges up in the green color guard position too, Derby helps with more depth. And we're going to get into that in a second. Thank you for that, Joff. So yes, I definitely have a bias working here and being here for as long as I have. But you're getting the opportunity to hear from an actual VectorVest subscriber in the room as well. So based upon what we see, a lot of yellow in our traffic light, all of the major indices are up. This provides us with the means of knowing, yes, we can dip our toe in the water as far as long stocks. Now, we already know it's okay to buy. A mall, yes, if it's cheaper. Well, you know something? I'm all right with that. But understand, and I will always say this, you get what you pay for. If I tell you that I can virtually guarantee, keywords, virtually guarantee that you will make up your money in a matter of a month or two, does cost become an issue? I'm curious to know, Amal. Does cost become an issue? I hear that a lot over the 15 years of being here. Your costs are too high, or I can find it cheaper. Well, if you can find it cheaper and it's working for you, then maybe VectorVest is not for you. I'm all about saying that. I'm okay with that. But you are going to get what you pay for. And as you learn how to use this software, it will become apparent that the software will do more than what you expect it to do. And unfortunately, I cannot use at work unless I get a mobile version. And guess what, Amal? We do have a mobile version of the software. It's called VectorVest, and we have a mobile app. So in case you didn't know that, now you do. We do. Every subscriber to the software has access to the mobile app. It's part of your software. So, and that happens a lot. A lot of people can't use it at work. Where's my phone? Real quick. I'm not in my 7, so I'll do this real quick. Let's go to finance. I'm going to sign into mine. I want you to know that you can. Let me sign in. I want you to see what it looks like. All right, every subscriber to the software has access to the mobile app. There it is. All right, now a Derby mobile mode, no. We don't have that. Not yet, and I don't know if it's something that we're going to do. It takes a lot of resources to use the Derby. And so, even if you're an end-of-day person or you're at work, I'm still going to show you, Amal, how you can use the Derby. Even if you can't use it at work, I'm going to show you how the Derby can still help you. All right? And thank you for chatting. That's a good question. I'm going to address that, and I'm going to show you how you can still use this on an end-of-day basis and still come out way ahead. Even though we don't have it on a mobile basis. All right. Excuse me. So we know that it's okay to dip our toe in the water today. Our traffic light tells us to be cautious. So now let's move over to the Derby. We go down to the bottom. Let me bring up my Derby, and let me bring up the Derby for you. All right. This is the Derby. Now we're going to start off, as I mentioned, on the basis as a trader. All right, so Amal, this won't fit you yet, but I'm going to get to you. How many people in here consider themselves to be aggressive traders or have the ability to day trade? Besides Joff, anybody else in here really consider themselves to be an aggressive trader, number one? And number two, how many of you have the ability to day or swing trade? Type it in the room. All right, because this first section of the Derby is going to appeal to you guys. Not to Amal yet, but at least to you guys that feel a little bit more aggressive and are able to do so. Noticing that we start off in the Derby mode, looking at today's Derby. All right, this says that what's moving from the market open at 9:30 this morning, today's Derby. That's important because I want to know, out of all of the strategies that we track within the VectorVest software, what strategies are working since the open. In order for me to get that information without the Derby, I would have to go to all of the unit searches that we have and track them or test them since 9:30 this morning until now to try to find out what strategies are doing the best. Instead of trying to do that, let the Derby bring that data to you. Bob says, progressive. All right, I like that. I'll help you with that as well. And Amal says, I'm a basic subscriber trying out RoboTrader. All right, but even with the RoboTrader, that's good in regards to trading directly from the software to one of our partner brokers. That's where the RoboTrader comes into place. If you are an end-of-day person, you still need to have real time in order to have Derby, but we'll talk about that in a second because I'm going to show you how it will help you, Amal. All right, so right now, I'm going to do a refresh because I want to bring the strategies that are doing the best to the top of the list. Now, if I scroll through, look at all of the strategies that are being tested. Of course, there's a lot that are losing money. Those are the ones I want to stay away from. I want to concentrate to the top of the list. Why? Because as the Derby states, like a horse race, I want to place my bet on the winning horse. In a traditional horse race, you have to place your bet at the beginning of the race before it starts. Well, in this horse race known as the Derby, I can place my bet on the horse even after the race has started. And what does that do? It builds my possibility that I'm going to make money in the trade. Joff says, VectorVest is not cheap, but it is not expensive in that you will make your money as opposed to some investing data folks who will actually cost you more and some less, but never actually make you money. Thank you for that, Joff. And again, I can tell you that, but Amal, you're looking at a subscriber in the software who's letting you know that even he is making money. And you know, I believe at some point in time, cost is relative. If I can tell you, let's go back a second. If I can tell you that you can pay $20 a month for a software and it may or may not make you money, or if I can tell you $20 a month for a software that may or may not make you money, opposed to paying $1,000 for a software in a month and it's virtually guaranteed to pay money, is $1,000 expensive at that point? Think about that. Is $1,000 expensive at that point? That's why I say cost is relative. As long as the software is doing what you want or more than what you want, you're going to be willing to pay the money for it. Excuse me, but the problem is getting to the point of understanding if the software is going to do what you want it to do or not, right? So let's just talk about that. Looking at today's Derby, the best strategy right now is worst stocks over 10. So even though the market is up, even though we have 2 green lights in the color guard today, the Derby is giving you more insightful information so that you're not caught by the glamour and glitz of the market move. Keep in mind, one day doesn't make a trend. And a lot of people get caught up in, wow, the market's up today. Man, I'm going to back up the truck and go buy stocks. Well, the Derby inherently is going to keep you on track to say, wait a minute, folks. Yeah, the market is up, but out of all of the strategies that VectorVest tracks, I'm going to tell you what strategies are working the best, even on an up day. And currently, it's worst stocks over 10. It's a shorting strategy, and I can see it because it says up here, bearish short. All of these strategies have 10 stocks in it. These are all based off of a 10-stock portfolio. This strategy is up over 1.5% since the market opened. Now, if I click on it, I'm going to see the 10 stocks that are in here, and I'm going to see an equity curve of the 10 stocks as a whole. I can quickly discern that this strategy as a whole has been very volatile today. So yes, it's at the top of the list. It's a short strategy at the top of the list, but very volatile. And I can also see that one stock is really moving this strategy. That's RBZ. It's a shorting stock, and it's down 20%. The Derby does understand the difference between a bearish search and a bullish search and will calculate the return on investment based on the type of strategy, whether it's bullish or bearish. This is up 20%, which means if you look at the cost, At the open, it was $14.39, currently trading at $11.51. It's gone down and gone down by a factor of 20%. So if I'm looking for a strategy to take advantage of, this strategy is telling me that these stocks, the ones that are making money, are the stocks that you need to concentrate on. So let's do this. As a means of understanding what's working, I'm going to right-click View the Stock Graph. As I look at the stock graph, and put it down here, I don't know, I didn't do that on purpose that time. It's going to show me what the stocks are doing today. Let's go put this on.
Right, so you need to use this one. This is the one.
All right.
All right. So you need to come in here.
All right, let me go there. Should I close this?
No. Oh, yeah, I guess you can if you opened it.
I'm going to close that.
Oh, you're... Let's see what you do. Sorry.
All right.
Go ahead.
So I guess I got to put those in based upon what Joey just said.
Yeah, but if it's easier to just open it up, just do that.
Oh, just do that?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to the Derby. Let's go look at these graphs. View the stock graph. I know where it went, so I can bring that up. And I'm going to put this onto intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. This is what the stock is doing. Remember, this is a shorting stock. Well, is the stock doing exactly what you want it to do as a short? Sure it is. It's moving down. All right. We use moving averages, a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average when we're determining what to do, when to be bullish or bearish with a stock. How about the 3 and the 8 crossed at 10:20 this morning? Take me off the screen, Joey. It crossed at 10:20 this morning. And I can see that from that point, was that an opportunity to play the stock to the downside and make money? Yes, I do. What else? When do I get out of the stock? So now, not only can we get you into the stock at the right time, but when would I get out? Well, if I got in on the 3-8 crossover to the downside when the stock was $12.30, how about I get out when the stock's 3 and 8 cross, when the stock is at $12.50? Did I make money on the trade? $12.30 to $12.50. Actually, we would not have made money. Actually, that makes sense because it's a big candle. We would have been even on that trade. All right, let's go to the next one. Is that one moving down? I probably wouldn't touch that one because of the non-traded bars on the stock. I'd rather have you in a stock that's got liquidity. That's one of the things and reasons why you look at a graph, to make sure that a stock has got liquidity. Is it moving down? Yes, but I'd rather have you in a stock that's got the ability to get you in and out. All right, let's go to the next stock. Biopath, 3 and 8 at the open at 9:30 was bearish. Boom. Was that a good opportunity? At the stock's price at $18, where the 3 and 8 was bearish. Let's go to where it got the 3 and 8 would have crossed up. 18.10. All right, so you would have been flat on that trade as well, but nonetheless, it's giving you the opportunity. Could I have gotten out earlier than that? I sure could have, but if I'm going to get in with the 3 and 8, I'm also going to get out with the 3 and 8. Is there a search that uses a 3-8 EMA crossover? Yes. I've created one in the software to find the stocks with a 3-8 crossover. So yes, you can build it in the search, whether you are end of day or not. So yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right, let's go to the next stock. This stock was not bearish at the beginning. It ran. There's where the 3-8 crossed at 10:20 this morning, where the price was at 40.18. And I would have just been thinking about getting out now, where the stock's price is at 39.68. It wasn't a lot of money, but did it give me an opportunity to play the stock to the downside? The answer to your question is yes, it is. So the Derby is providing you with the candidates to look at. I'm going to close out of this. It's providing you with the candidates to look at. And I know what to do. Hold on, Joe. Let's put that back up. Good. Let's put that back up. And let's go back to the Derby. The job of the Derby is to provide you with the candidates. Then you look at the graphs to determine whether or not you want to get in or not. Let's see if there's any bullish searches in here. There's one, ka-ching, ka-ching. It's up 1.29%. Notice that on a day like today, we do have a mixture of both bullish and bearish searches at the top of the list. That's indicative of the kind of day that we're having. The Derby is not getting caught up in that the market is moving higher. It is presenting you with the facts of what strategies are making money. Now, no matter what the market is doing, if I can be on top of what strategies in the software are making money, how important would that be? How advantageous would that be? I'm not being blindsided, number one, but I'm not getting caught up like a deer in headlights of saying, well, the market's up, let's go. The Derby is presenting you with the means of knowing what's really running. How about, just as I did a refresh, at the top of the list now is Russell 2000 RT. Let's click on it. Still a little bit more volatility. Excuse me, pardon my voice. Still a little bit more volatility, but look at it running now. Look at it running now. Out of the stocks, the 10 stocks, we got 5 winners and 5 losers. On the other side now, how about I've got Icon that's up 17%. I'm going to pull these up. Let's still use the 3 and the 8 like I just showed. All right, and let's bring it up to intraday status. As a long-term hold, do I want to hold this bullish? No. Remember, right now I'm talking about trades. I'm looking at taking advantage of what the market is giving me today and using the Derby to find the candidates to get into. Let's go to intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. Little different story now on a shorter term basis, right? 3 and the 8 crossed this morning at about, let's go put that on, Dateline, crossed at 10:15 this morning. 3 and the 8 crossed, price was $1.62. When would I have gotten out? When the 3 and 8 crossed bearish? Right here. So we went from $1.62 to $1.76. Could I have made money on that trade? The answer is yes. Remember, right now, excuse me, right now, could I jump on board with this trade? The answer to that is yes. What would I be looking for? As a means to get into this trade, let me teach you about getting into the trade at the right time. The 3 and the 8 cross, all right, the crossed at $1.77. The stock is currently trading at $1.84. Based on just that, with the 3 and the 8 cross, would you have been a happy camper right now being in the stock? And I am going to show you where you can put that 3-8 crossover. And I apologize, man, I need a lozenge. Oh, I got one. My voice is going through some stuff today. It's all Joey's fault. So I apologize. Joey, stop doing whatever you're doing.
I'll try.
All right. Look at that 3-8 crossover and look at that run right now. Could I be in that stock and make money? The answer to that is yes. What am I looking at? I'm looking at the Derby brought this to my attention as a strategy to keep my eye on. Without the Derby, I'd have to just keep going through and quick test strategies from the open until now. What did you just do? Why did you move me? All right, you did that?
Oh, was that you?
Excuse me. I would have to do quick tests from the market open to see which stocks are moving up, what strategies are moving up. But the Derby is bringing that to the forefront. Could I be in the stock right now? Yes. How to manage the trade. Let's see if we get in with the 3-8 crossover. Maybe we get out with the 3-8 crossover. Could we make some money? The possibilities are there. But I don't have to do all of the work to find the stock, right? Let's go to the next stock. Wow, BIOS. 3 and the 8. Crossed up early this morning. Look at that. Went back and forth, back and forth. New entry right here. New entry out. Let's go see. Got me in at 11.05 at $1.89. It would have gotten me out at a close price of $1.93. On a lower dollar stock, that wouldn't have been a bad trade. That wouldn't have been a bad trade. So I'm using the Derby as a means to find the candidates. I'm using the graphs to determine my trigger points on when to get in. Not only do I want to use the moving averages, I want to make sure that volume is rising. I'm going to take off some of these other things. Support and resistance is important. I'm going to take off stochastics. I'm going to take off CI. And I'm going to take off RT. So if I'm looking at the stock's price, strictly looking at the 3 and the 8, bouncing off of support or resistance, and using the volume, that's a good way to get in and out of a trade. The 3 and the 8 cross, that's a good opportunity to take your profits and look for another stock. Let's see if we can find another one. Nice trade here. At the market open, the 3 and the 8 were positive. Would have gotten me out, let me see, opening, close price, 242. Would have gotten me out at 250. I'll take the 8 cents. Nice move up. And right now, I still would not be in it right now because the 3 and the 8 are bearish. Let's go see. 3 and the 8, this was a quick trade. Got me in, got me out, wait for another opportunity. Got me in, got me out, wait for another opportunity. As a trader, you're going to be exposed to faster trades, quicker trades, getting in and out. How about this last move? 3 and the 8 cross at 81.84. The stock is now trading at 82.50. I'd still be in this stock as the 3 and the 8 are nicely, prominently higher and still moving higher as far as price is concerned. So looking at, I'm going to close out of that, looking at, and put this back onto the market timing graph, and now put you back onto the Derby. I'm using the powerfulness, the power velocity. I'm using the Derby to help me to find my trades. And notice that on a faster trading basis, we will matriculate back and forth between what's bearish at the top or what's bullish at the top. So let's sort that out a little bit. Let me do a refresh. Ka-ching is at the top of the list, bearish, bullish, back and forth. So let me help you wind that out a little bit more. Notice we have something here. I need the full screen. Notice here I've got something called the Derby timing indicator. This is a fast, smart indicator that lets you know throughout the day which side of the market you should be on. When right now, and this indicator is cast on a scale between 0 and 2, like our other proprietary indicators, okay? Above the value of 1 is favorable. Below the 1, the value of 1 is unfavorable. So yes, the DTI bullish, not at the value of 1, but higher than the DTI bearish. I've got more of a bullish means by way of the DTI. Now the DTI will give you a trigger point. So it's cast between 0 and 2. When either DTI, whether bullish or bearish, gets to a value of 1.2, that is the time where you should be bullish or bearish at that point. Whichever one goes above 1.2, that's the side of the market you should be on. Right now, we're not there, so it's going back and forth between the bullish at the top and bearish at the top. That makes sense because the market really can't make up its mind what it wants to do. But nonetheless, the Derby is putting into your hands what's working right now, whether it's bullish or bearish. That's a lot of work being used by the click of one mouse button. That's a lot of work being used by the purpose of clicking on one mouse button to get this information. You go back to price. How valuable is that? Can you put a price tag on that? And if I can use the means of what's going on, presenting me with the best strategies, and it makes me money, can you put a price on that? If the tool can overcome what you had to lay out for it, can you put a price on that? So when you think about if it's too expensive or not, look at what it does first. And if it can prove to you that it will make you money and do so consistently, then, think about it. Price doesn't become an issue at that point in time. So I started off with the more aggressive way of using the Derby. Now, for those of you who may not be nearly as aggressive, let's say you're looking to swing trade, where you're holding a stock for a couple of days to a couple of weeks. Well, let me show you what's going on. I'm going to change the analysis mode. So when we're looking at, from a day trader's perspective, we're going to stick with the analysis mode of today's Derby. But if you notice when I click down here, I've got 4 other analysis modes. I want you to look at those other 4 analysis modes as means to back test the Derby over X amount of time. All right? All of these other modes are testing modes for the Derby. Day trading, getting in and out of a stock on a daily basis. Buy and hold, just like its name says. I buy on day 1 and hold all the way through my hold period. Vary the start date. I like that mode the most because it introduces a sense of randomness into the back test. So if I've got a 5-day back test, it buys on day 1 and tests it from day 1 to day 5. Well, what if I didn't get in on day 1? It tested from day 2 to day 5, day 3 to day 5, day 4 to day 5, and day 5 to day 5. What this analysis modes lets me know is, did the strategy make money every day in the current market conditions? Now, what I'm going to do is, if you're a swing trader, I'm going to give you a little bit more time to determine what the best strategy is. So I'm going to click on vary the start date. Now, if I'm doing a test, I'm going to normally do a test from a close-to-close basis. So I'm going to change the entry price from market open. That's important when I'm looking at the Jockey Club, right? Or the Derby from the Jockey Club. I want to see what's happening from the market open until now. But if I'm back testing, I'm going to test on a close-to-close basis. At the top of the list over the last, I'm going to change it from 5 days to 10 days. Why? 2 trading weeks is a good time to look at trying to find stocks to swing trade. 2 trading weeks, which is 10 days, is a good way of trying to find stocks to swing trade. Well, first off, what's the market doing as far as the Derby is concerned on these 10 days? I've still got a mixture of both bullish and bearish searches. But now, more information. Go down to the summary. The summary will look at all of the searches, how many searches are making money, the bullish searches, how many bullish searches are making money, and on the bearish side, how many bearish searches are making money. So if I look over the last 10 trading days, where is my bias? More so to the bearish side, because 72.41% of the bearish searches are making money over the last 2 trading weeks. Who else gives you that kind of information to be that prepared for the current market's conditions this easily? All right, so think about that. I'm thinking, yeah, the market is up. What did I say? One day is not a trend, right? So with the market being up today, it was down yesterday, I believe, and up today. This is also indicative of a toppy market where the market's trying to move up higher, but it still can't. The Derby is giving you what's really working in the current market's conditions over the last 10 days. No more mojos at the top of the list. All right, that's a bearish search. So I'm going to show you how to pinpoint which one of these strategies you want to look at for the purposes of trying to swing trade, where you're holding stocks for a couple of days to a couple of weeks. I'm going to move this from the Derby view to something called the spreadsheet view. Now, from the spreadsheet view, I get a lot more information. So now I can delve a little deeper into the strategies. No more mojo. All of these strategies have 10 stocks, so we're keeping them on the even playing field. Today, the percentage of winners today. No more mojos at the top, along with Vern Vulture's 2 short strategies that have 71% winning trades today. Now, today's gain loss, it shows you that. The annualized rate of return. The winning runs. Well, I'm looking back 10 days, right? The winning runs over the last 10 days for No More Mojo, 90%. It made money 9 out of the last 10 days. How else do you find this kind of information? Think about that. How much time would it take for you to find out what strategies over the last 10 days have made money and done so consistently? The Derby can. Oh, wait a minute. The Derby is doing a lot more than you thought it could. So yeah, it can be used for the day trader, but if I'm a swing trader, how about knowing what strategies have really done well? Looking back 10 days, this strategy over the last 10 days has made money 9 out of the 10 days. How important is it for you to know that information? Especially if I'm trying to find stocks to get in for a swing trade. Max drawdown, the most amount of money I had to see leave my portfolio, 0.6%. This portfolio over the last 10 days has pulled down only 0.6%. Efficiency. This is an indicator that you only have if you have the Derby. Efficiency looks at the percentage of winning days, the percentage of winning trades, and the max drawdown. So not only does it tell me over the last 10 days that this strategy is up 5.61%, but it's been pretty efficient. But when I'm looking for efficiency, trying to find a strategy to get into, I'd like to have the efficiency greater than 60. Why? Because it makes it worth my time. It is more of an efficient search. So none of the top 5 are have an efficiency greater than 60. I'm going to sort the list by that efficiency. How about a long strategies at the top of the list? So what does this tell me? Over the last 10 days, a short strategy is at the top of the list. But if I'm looking for the strategies that have made money and have done so in an efficient manner, it gives me better information. So over the last 10 days, conservative stocks has got a high efficiency. So what do? This is what I do. I'm going to go back into the software real quick. I'm going to use this data as a swing trader. I'm going to use this data now as a swing trader. I'm going to go back into, where's my main everything?
The top one by your picture? No?
This one?
Right here?
This one. I can use that, I think. So, what was the strategy? Conservative stocks. Let's go to the Unisearch tool.
Oh.
I don't want it there. I want it,
This one?
that one. Thank you. I want to go to the Unisearch tool, and let's go find conservative stocks. This is for the people who are now progressive. What did you say? Progressive? Bob, this is for you. I used the Derby to find out the most efficient strategy over the last 10 days in a different analysis mode, okay? Remember, that analysis mode tests from day 1 to day 10, day 2 to day 10, day 3 to day 10, and it's made money 90% of the time, all right? Now, let's go find it. Conservative stocks would be under searches, conservative stocks. I'm going to run it as of now, okay? Or better yet, if I'm on end of day, let's run it as of the close last night, okay? In case you don't have real time. Let's run it as of the close of last night. Here's the top 10 stocks. I'm going to quick test the top 10 stocks from last night until today. Look at that. Now, 0.46%. Outperforming the market, not by a lot, but how quickly could I have done that? Let's do it this way. Let's quick test the top 5. Let's take the top 5. 0.56%. 4 out of the 5 stocks are making money. All right, let's quick test the top 3. 0.88% when the market's up to 0.35. How cool is that? So now I'm in stocks that I could possibly trade for a swing trade. Let's take a look at the top 3. Oh boy. Let's look at their graphs. Let's look at their graphs. As a swing trade, I'm going to look at a 3-month graph. Still using the 3 and the 8. As a swing trade, do you like that, Bob? As a swing trade, do you like that? Yes or no? Or anybody in the room, do you like that trade as a swing trade? This is an end-of-day graph now. Is this a stock that you would hold for at least a couple of days to a couple of weeks? Whether it's Bob or anybody, do you like that stock? I'm just looking at the top 3. So I ran it as of last night's close in preparation of today. This is what came up. I'm looking at the graphs. Let's go to the next one. Do you like that as a swing trade? Let me explain something to you. The 3 and the 8 is just crossing. Could you be getting in early as the stock's price gets ready to rise? Answer to that is yes. How many times do you always say to yourself, I wish I could find stocks way earlier in their moves? Well, the 3 and the 8 is just crossing. Could this be a possibility of a stock that's got some room to rise, at least up to that level of resistance? It sure could. It's an $82 stock. Look at the last one. Wow. Look at that. Is that a good swing trade? Wow. Look at the 3 and the 8 on an end-of-day basis. And the Derby found it for me. The Derby is putting me in. I'd like to see rising volume, though. All right, I'm only looking at the moving averages, the 3 and 8 exponential moving average and volume. But look at these graphs. Some of them look really good. The Derby automatically brings them to the forefront. All right, but wait. There's more, okay? How many people in here are longer-term investors? Let me put that back onto graphs. How many people in here are longer-term investors? All right? And I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm going to show you the power there, too. Where's my Derby? There's my Derby. How come it's, oh, because I'm in the spreadsheet view. How many people? Nobody wants to talk today. All right. Well, if you are a longer-term investor, I'm going to show you another analysis mode that you can use. I'm going to move this to the sliding window. And if you want to know more about how these work, go over to the analysis mode. Click on that. It breaks it down. You don't see that. It breaks it down on how all of these analysis modes work. All right? I'm going to put this on sliding window. Huh?
There you go. You can show them right there.
Can I show it there?
It's showing up right now. I just got
There it is. So it breaks down how all of the different analysis modes work. The sliding window provides another way for you to analyze the robustness of the search by using a series of buy and hold periods within the specified date range. This will allow you to identify searches that perform well during a specific period, but not consistently across the entire date range, versus searches that were more consistent. All right, so let's go back. If I'm looking for longer term, I don't want to look at 10 days. Excuse me. I want to give it a longer time period. I need the full thing. I want to give it a longer time period. Now I'm going to move my calendar all the way back to as far as it can go, which is 63 days. But if I look at that, that's 63 trading days, which is about 3 months worth of data. So now I'm trying to find that over the last 3 months, what strategies are doing the best. A lot of bullish searches at the top of the list. 96% of the bullish searches are making money. That makes me feel more comfortable from that perspective, number one. Number two, let's sort this by efficiency again. No strategy has an efficiency of 60. So technically, what would I do? Unless the strategy has got an efficiency of 60, I would sit on my hands for my longer term trades. But for the sake of presentation, let's take the top one, prima donnas. This strategy over the last 63 trading days, I can see how many times it's made money and how many times it's lost money. So actually, out of the 63 trading days, it's made money 86% of the time. How comfortable would you be choosing a longer term stock pick from that strategy? Anybody think that that's a good strategy to find good stocks for a longer term trade? Yes or no? While you're answering that, it's got a max drawdown of 0.5%. That is awesome. Over 3 months to only see the biggest pullback in your portfolio, less than 0.6%. That is a strategy that consistently makes money. So let's go find that. Any of you who are longer term investors, let's go. I'm going to give you some free stocks to take a look at. I'm going to help you prove that this tool is going to do what it's supposed to do. All right? Let's go to, what did it do? It's not what I want. There we go. I want to go find prima donnas, which is also in searches conservative. All right? There's prima donnas. This is for your longer term guys. I'm going to run it as of last night's close. I'm going to graph the top 10. All right? I'm going to put this on a 1-year graph. As a longer term trade, do you like that? Bob, I know you said progressive. As a longer term buy and hold trade, do you like that? Yes or no? Look at the 1-year graph. Look at the 3 and the 8 on an end of day basis. Is it still moving higher? Yes. Is this a trade that you would look at holding in your longer term portfolio? Let's go to the next one. Same kind of trade, bottom left, top right, moving higher. Look at that volume. I'm looking at 1-year charts because these are stocks that you're looking to hold a little longer, right? Are they still moving higher? Yes, they are. Let's go to, how quickly was I able to find these charts? How quickly was I able to hone in on the strategy that's done the best over the last 3 months and now cherry pick the stocks that are doing well? How much work did it take me to do? Not much. The Derby is that strong, whether you are end of day or you're looking for a swing trade or you're looking for a day trade. The Derby will present you with some of the best candidates without having to do a lot of work. Does anybody see the benefit in doing this? I'm asking this to everybody who's in the room. Does anybody see a benefit to that? And whether you say yes or no, I just want an honest answer. Do you see a benefit in finding your candidates a lot easier without having to do a lot of work? Yes or no? All right? And I'm going to keep looking through these as you answer. Let's keep looking at some of these stocks. Remember, these are longer term trades. Look at these equity curves. Look at these equity curves. Some of them may not be the right time to buy, But look at these equity curves. The Derby pinpointed the strategy that's doing the best over that 63-day time period. Look at these and look at the 3 and the 8s. Look at that. Wow, look at that. How much work did it take? And I'm giving you opportunities, folks. For those of you, write this down. For those of you who are longer-term traders, longer-term investors, write down TSN. I'm giving you free stocks. Giving you free stocks. Write down, I don't want that one. I want stuff that really stands out. TSN stands out. Write down NVO, November, Victor, October. That stands out. Keep your eyes on that. Let's go one more. Not that one, not that one. Maybe that one. Write down NI. But you want to catch these earlier. Well, then if you want to catch them early, let me show you something. Not that one. Write down Alpha Victor Bravo. Look at that one. Write down CCI, Charlie Charlie India. Those people like Bob who are looking at a little bit longer term, I'm giving you free stocks that the Derby provided for you. You didn't even have to have the software to do it. So, but I want you to write those down, track them. I want you to prove to yourself that the Derby is well worth its salt, okay? Well worth its salt. So, Amal wants to catch these earlier. Let's do this. I've created a search real quick. Let's go to searches, Pro Trader. Do I have a 3.8 in here? I don't know. I don't. So you want to find a 3.8? Let's go change that to the 3, crossing above the 8. Let's run this search. I'm going to still run it as of yesterday's close, Amal. Let's graph the top 10. The 3 and the 8 just crossed. Just crossed. Let's see if we can catch them earlier. Let's go do it a little differently. Do I have a channeling in here? I don't. Let's go retracing support. Let's go retracing support by 0.5%. Trying to get them early for you, Amal. Stocks, price, split adjusted, EMA, 3, 8, both moving higher. I'm trying to find stocks bouncing off of support. Oops. Bouncing off of support. Graph the top 10. Here we go. So the stock has already moved, I know, but can it be poised and set up for another move? That's where we're going to catch it. In a channel, that's what I'm looking for. Catching it in a channel. Let's put it on a 3-month graph. Catching it in a channel as it hopefully proves to start moving up a little bit more. All right? Same thing here, bounced off of support. That's a beautiful opportunity. Could the stock have more upside? It sure could. It sure could. Let's go. This is in a channel. I'd like to see it break above that level of resistance. But the stock has moved up, slowed down. Let's see if it can move up and keep moving up some more. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Amal? All right. $32, bouncing off of support, 3 and the 8 crossing. You love that it moved up like this. Could it be poised and getting ready for another big up move? It could be. It definitely could be. All right. So that's a way to get around what you're looking for. You're noticing a lot of these stocks have stalled and started moving again. So that's a good way to start catching them early as they come out of a channel. Definitely in a channel, could be possibly getting ready to move up. Especially if you look at right here, the stock has had a great run. Let's see if it's going to have another opportunity to keep moving up higher again. There you go. I'm going to close that. So hopefully I put to bed the misnomer. Hopefully I put to bed the misnomer that the Derby is only for real time or only for day traders. All right? It's not just for day traders. It's good for whether you're day trading, whether you're swing trading, or if you're looking for longer positions to hold. The Derby is that powerful. All right? It is that powerful, and you have an opportunity to try it. Try it. I gave you some stocks to take a look at. monitor them. Let's see what happens with them. And if they look like they've made money enough to at least pay for a trial, then you know it's got an opportunity to pay for itself in a short amount of time as well. So when you say that anything is expensive, it's relative. If I can tell you that I'm going to charge you $1,000 a month, but show you that you can make that money up, would you still pay $1,000 or pay $20 for something that says, well, you know, we may or may not? So just think about that. Just think about that. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? One of the things I like to use this money-making minute. If you don't have any questions, that means I either did a good job in explaining it or I confused you. Either or. My job is to train you. My job is to show you the benefit of using the software. It is there, and even if you don't know how to use it, we'll train you. You come to these sessions are my way of teaching you how to utilize the software to make money. That's why you're here. Whether you're new to the software, whether you're not a subscriber to the software, if you're not a subscriber, am I going to tell you that this is the Holy Grail? No. Am I going to tell you that this is a one-size-fits-all? No. Am I going to tell you that you're going to make money on every trade? No. This is a real opportunity for you to get into the trenches and learn the right way to make money in the market. That's what I'm here to do. And if you give me that opportunities on these Fridays, I'm going to teach you how to use the software. All I can ask is that you think about taking out a trial. And even if you don't take out the trial, if you like the content, follow us. If you like the content, at least the learning that you're getting here or the education that you're getting here, subscribe. It's subscribe. All right? Subscribe to us because we're going to give you the opportunity to learn. And at some point in time, you say, man, this is good, and you might try a trial. That's great. If you're already a subscriber like Joff is giving you insight. He's giving you testimony from a real subscriber that this stuff works. I am biased to it because I use it and I work here, and it's personally helped me. So yeah, I have a bias. But it's a little better when you can hear from a subscriber in the room telling you about it. All right? Now, how many of you have heard of Twitch TV? Type a yes in the room. How many of you, or if you haven't, type a no in the room. How many of you have heard of Twitch TV? I'm going to give you a chance to type yes or no. All right? I know there's a delay.
A little bit longer on this one too.
It's a little bit longer. All right. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me if you have heard of Twitch TV or not. And if you have, great. If you haven't, that's okay as well. Because not only do I do a live stream here on YouTube, I also do a live stream on a platform called Twitch. It is a gamers platform. And we are reaching out to the gamers as well. And 15 pips says from me. Thank you. Well, at least I'm trying to promote it. It is a gaming platform, but we're reaching out to them. We're reaching out, going outside of our comfort zone to reach people to teach them about the market. If you're interested, the website there is twitch.tv/VectorVest. It's another live platform, and if you're interested in still learning more, come over to there. We will be presenting there at 2 o'clock. Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, we do Twitch at 2. So it's twitch.tv/VectorVest if you're interested. All right? And again, all of this is on a live stream basis. You're getting a lot of free information and education on using the VectorVest software. So if you're still interested in doing more, by all means, please join us on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/VectorVest. And that's every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll be there in about an hour on Twitch if you're interested. Anybody have any other questions? Not a lot of chat today. It is what it is. Some days it's more chat than others. Did you? All right. How about this? Did you at least enjoy the content? You can at least type yes or no to that. Hopefully, we get some more people out of the background who's afraid to talk. Did you at least enjoy the content, and did you find it useful? And my big thing here was trying to set the record straight as far as the usage of the Derby. The Derby is not just for day traders. Hopefully, this video puts that to bed. Whether you're a day trader, whether you are a swing trader, even if you are an end of day like Amal trader or investor, the Derby is going to the Derby. Wow, I'm getting ready for it. I'm getting ready for the Twitch. If nothing else, we're going to help you. The Derby is that powerful. Thank you for the people who are chatting in now. I appreciate that. This is the only way we're going to make this better. You know, do that survey. Click that thing up there, that eye, where it is. Click that eye up there. There's a survey. Answer the questions in the survey. That's going to continue to help these presentations become better. And last but not least, if you like the information that you saw, hit the subscribe button. At least subscribe. What?
Tell them what we're going to talk about on Twitch.
On Twitch today, if you're interested, this may give you some motivation to get there. We're going to talk about marijuana stocks and how they're hot. And I'm going to show you the secret to getting into some of the best marijuana stocks. Precursor, I'm getting ready for it. See that? See my marijuana glasses? Oh, you can't see it because of the green. But those are...
Just look right at the camera.
Just look right at the camera. These are my marijuana glasses. This is because we're getting ready to do marijuana stocks. Huh? We're doing marijuana stocks at 2 o'clock on Twitch. So that might be incentive for you to come join us today. Not only is marijuana hot, I'm going to show you why it's hot, how to always tell when it is hot, and I'm going to show you how to get into some of the best marijuana stocks. So that's going to be Twitch at 2. Maybe some incentive for you to come over. All right? With that, folks, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day for this live presentation. Hopefully you're seeing that the YouTube live content is getting better than what it was a couple of months ago. We're only going to make it better. So we only want to make it better so you can keep on coming. All right? With that, folks, have a great weekend. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara.
Faster, smarter, better trades? You're just one tap away with the VectorVest mobile app. Just create a watch list of stocks. With one tap, VectorVest automatically rates them for value, safety, and timing, marks them buy, sell, or hold, and ranks the list from best to worst. Just one tap. The all-new VectorVest mobile app. Free for 2 weeks. VectorVest. Clear direction in the palm of your hand.